you know the phrase eternal September, right? It's just there's always new people coming in. And it's like a combination of motivation and greed where they come into this space, quote unquote, like the crypto space, and they see Bitcoin up here at, what are we at, 84 something, and they think, okay, that's out of reach for me. It's a bit of unit bias, but it's also like they kind of think, I can't be that dumb that I missed this, and I must find something that everyone else missed. And then they look at altcoins and they maybe think, okay, well, yeah, there's this thing with high potential. It's a great blockchain and it's got a great team, and therefore it will unseat Bitcoin. And you see this from this guy, what's his name? Jason, what's his name?
Yeah, Calcanis. Yes.
The all-in pod guy. But he posted something a while ago saying, yeah, Bitcoin's great, but there's going to be something that replaces it in the future. And it's like that, people generally think that they're pretty smart, and there's no way they could have missed something as revolutionary as Bitcoin. Therefore, it has to be something else coming up. And I think that's where part of the steam behind alts is coming from. That you have these new people coming in that believe themselves to be smarter and better investors, better analysts, better technologists, whatever. And they're going to pick one of these random things that has the potential to, go 10x or 100x without understanding that, all of these things die over time. Like there is no altcoin that doesn't die off against Bitcoin. And at the same time, a lot of these projects are very well financed because a lot of them have Bitcoin. So they are effectively Bitcoin derivatives using Bitcoin gains to market themselves, make themselves relevant, lobby the government like XRP, and trick more people into buying them. So the solution really is we need more Bitcoin maximalists, period. That's it. We just need more Bitcoin maximalists, and we need to convert more people to Bitcoin maximalists. And it's already a process that happens naturally because people get burned dabbling in altcoins, shitcoins, and degenerate schemes, and then they become Bitcoin maximalists. But we need to accelerate this and get more of us out there.
How do you delineate Bitcoin maximalist versus toxic maximalism? Like when is the appropriate time to get crazy? I always think of the Revolutionary War in America, and most people think like that. Oh, it's like everyone was on it. Everyone was against the king, and we were all pushing forward for freedom. It's like, no, there's only a couple % of people that were like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm grabbing my musket. I'm going to Lexington Concord, firing the first shot. And most people were tattletaling on their neighbors, and they were giving them up, and they didn't care, they're apathetic, indifferent, or they were against the American patriots. So where is that? I guess it feels like you're going to have the same couple % of people almost, whether it's maybe number go up or fear or FOMO helping out, but the same couple % of people basically dragging the rest of humanity to the finish line at the end of the day and saying, no, this is what we're going to do, and you're going to like it. Was that where we're headed?
Probably. There's a definite parallel there to American history, and unfortunately there is no difference between a maximalist and a toxic Bitcoin maximalist. You're just a maximalist. The toxic attribution comes from the shitcoiners that don't like that we expose their projects. So we're always going to be toxic maximalists, right? There's no way around it. When you're speaking truth to power, when you're asking questions that people don't like asked, then you become toxic and you become person non grata. And that's just the way it works. No one likes their scam to be questioned or their dishonesty to be questioned or, anything like that. So we're always going to be maligned, but the beautiful thing is there's always going to be more and more of us. So the truth always comes out in the end. And I think we are the faction that is driving the exposure of truth.
It's funny. A lot of that crowd, the alt crowd, non-Bitcoin crowd, we'll say, it really doesn't matter who it is, but it's always, let's let the free market decide. Let's let the free market decide. And it's like, well, the free market it's Samson, it's Brandon, it's, Rajat, it's Natalie Brunell. It's people educating people that, hey, this is a scam over here. That is the free market deciding. And that's like the hilarity in all of it. And we were talking offline about what people can do, because there's a problem. Like, again, we mentioned earlier, there's a problem in the Bitcoiner crowd that a lot of us are talking in our own echo chambers, right? Whether it's the algorithms, literally and figuratively, like on YouTube or X or whatever it is. What are things that we can do to stand out, either gamifying the system, gamifying education? You guys, I know you're very creative when it comes to things like this, the way your mind works and just gamifying things. But what are some things that you have been really kind of pulling at you that you see that are hampering our education and getting this truth out into the world?
Well, I would say the biggest thing is we need to expand the audience. Like, everyone is doing a podcast. There's a lot of them right now, and there's more every day. But are you actually expanding the audience, the potential audience for people learning about Bitcoin, or are you just catering to the same, couple thousand plebs on X or Nostr or whatever right now? And I think if you really want to contribute, you have to broaden our reach and get new audiences, come up with new ways to orange pill people. And it's not just, sharing your pod on X. That's just catering to the existing group or preaching to the choir, or however you want to put that. But this is why I find Aladdin's Bitcoin trading cards project really interesting, because that's actually expanding the reach of Bitcoin. When he's going out to these comic shows, conventions, and he's next to like Wizards of the Coast and Pokemon trading cards and all that stuff, I think it sends a very strong message, and it really is something that can be used to bring in people interested but not in Bitcoin to learn more and play it, like collect the cards, trade them, do whatever, but get involved. And it's not a overt way, like hitting someone in the head and saying you need to learn about Bitcoin, but you do it in a sly roundabout way, which is you get to collect these really beautiful cards, and they're just getting more and more beautiful every generation. So it's kind of a natural progression that I think is really good at orange pilling people.
I think this world where, like you were saying earlier, it's going to be Bitcoiners becoming wealthier as time goes by. So you're going to have more opportunity, more ideas come about, hopefully, because people will be getting wealthier that are saving in Bitcoin, kind of like you alluded to earlier with the other crypto coins. A lot of them are just scamming, or they're doing different things just to accrue more Bitcoin, and they have Bitcoin, so they're getting wealthier. So it allows them to do more scamming, more PR, whatever it is. So hopefully that happens in our space as well, just to educate more. And I believe it will. So transitioning a little bit, governments are in now into Bitcoin, whether it's mining, buying, creating SBRs. What is the average person? They don't necessarily care about governments. What does the average person need to know about the importance of this and kind of what this signifies? This is what it's going to do for Bitcoin, and the significance and importance of this going forward. What does the average pleb need to know?
If you want the answer to that question right there, and you like that spicy clip, check it out here. Come on, we'll see you in there. But if you want the full interview in its entirety, all the spicy clips put together, and you're not going to want to miss it, believe me, then check that out here. Come on, we'll see you in there. Do it.